Welcome back to my channel. My name is Dion and I am looking glowy today. Look like I had some sun, right? I ain't had no sun. Welcome to my channel. I call this the crazy troll nation of YouTube. I'm excited for this video because finally I'm getting around to using Lethal Cosmetics Midnight Serenade palette, and this is what it looks like. So it's new to me makeup. I do enjoy the brand. I am still loving Jolena, which I need to use. And I'm wondering if I want to do some comparisons, like one eye with this and one eye with Jolena. This is a softer sister to Jolena. Jolena is more bold, even though this has the black, but that's just one shade. You know what I'm saying? So I'm excited to use this. And we're going to do 3 looks in this video, and I was thinking to do like I did with Nomad and do like 2 columns and 2 columns, but then it would have been 1, but this would have been a hella smoky nice look. But I said no, we're going to do by rows, and so we're going to do this row in this video, this one, and then this one. And I'm excited to see if these 2 are going to look similar next to each other. And these 2 were not, I don't plan to put them next to each other, but I'm curious too about if they will look similar on my lid. And so I may switch up and put them both on the lid. Like, I don't know, that's not the plan so far. But looking at the swatches, these were different and these were different, but sometimes they show up similar on your skin. So, but we're doing this top row for the first look. We're going to prime the eye, do the intro. There will be timestamps below, so if you want to skip ahead, skip to look 2, back up to see the finished look 1, skip to look 3, back up to see finished look 2, skip to first impressions and back up to see the finished look 3. Of course though, I would love for you to stay, and that's the goal. But I understand, because my videos be long as hell, and I do understand it's a lot of time out of your day, and so I do appreciate whatever time you do put into watching my channel, because it does support the crazy troll nation. There's a lot of links below, including if you want to join. So I call this the crazy troll nation of YouTube, just knowing it's okay to be your authentic self if you do videos, and even if you don't, like in your day-to-day life, just be who you are and not try to emulate someone else or live your life according to someone else's expectations. Live your life for you. The troll part is not caring too much about the beauty community standards. You set the standard for yourself. Try not to feel like you need to use a certain tool or a certain technique or a certain brand. Use whatever you want to, however you want to, because you need to be satisfied with how your makeup looks. And we started sometimes on this channel, wear what you want to and just rock it. Here we are about self-acceptance and self-love, embracing your natural features, enhancing them if you want to, when you want to, but never feeling like you have to. Listen, y'all, love yourself for who you are and for how you look, even when you're not wearing face paint. That's what we stand for. Loving who you are and just rocking it. And it doesn't matter what other people think. You need to love yourself. So I need to let you know 2 things, and that just reminded me. That was a hiccup. My throat randomly gurgles, hiccups, and belches, excuse me, in videos. I don't know what's going on in there. And I also do curse sometimes in videos, because I curse sometimes in real life. So that is the crazy troll nation. So on my lower lash lines and my upper and lower inner rims is NYX retractable eyeliner in deep blue. And also, not new to me, but we're going to use today, this is a repurchase, Melt Cosmetics Fortune, and I mentioned it before. It's green, but it shows up on me like a blackened green, and I really like it. And I found that I really missed it, and so they had a 30% off sale. By the time they added in shipping, I paid $22.99 for it. It cost $22, so the sale just took some of the shipping off. So let's get into this palette. We're going to take Enchantress. Am I saying that right? Enchantress. This shade right here. And we're going to put that on the first portion of the lid. And we are using a dense shader brush. And it's pretty wide, because if we're doing the first half of the lid, this will help. Ooh, it looks purple down here. Oh, you know what? Hold on. Did that help? Did that blow it out? I don't know. But it just, for me, the Fenty primer is a tacky primer, and the shadows just stick. This is a light shade, and I just pressed it in And that's the dual chrome. So you see how it looks orange, but then look on the brush, it looks, and on my lid, it looks pink. That's this shade right here. So all I did was press the brush in it. I'm tapping off, and we're going to just press and do a slight press and pull over. So we're pressing it and just pulling it. We're not quite swiping. And so that's how we're going to get that there. And I did say, and I did just do another press and wiggle. And I did say, to me, this is a lighter sister to, excuse me, you heard that in my throat. I heard that in my throat. A lighter sister to Jolena. And that's why initially I wasn't going to get it. But then a thing happened. And I talked about it in that haul video. It was actually a live stream. I talked about why I ended up getting it. I do like that Lethal's shadows, they do have a 24-month PAO, which means it should be good at least 24 months after I open it. And you can keep stuff longer, but I like that it has a longer POA versus the usual, 12 months, because that tells me I'm going to have it for a hella long time. And so that excites me. And Lethal Shadows just work for me. And so I'm always excited when I get either new singles or a new palette. Now we're going to take Continuum, this shade here. And so ironically, now that I'm looking at it, this is what this looked like on a brush, but now it's looking this shade. So yeah, so that's this one that's already on the lid, which showed the purple on me. And now we're going to put this one on. So I'm curious too, excuse me, of what these were going to look like on my lid. And I wasn't able to tell from maneuvering the mirror in here because I didn't take the plastic off the mirror. So I'm like, because sometimes you can see the shifts in the mirror. So we're doing the same thing. We're just pressing. And that's pretty. And y'all know I like darker looks. So I'm glad each row has dark shades in it. This is pretty. This looks like some Lethal singles that I have. Like the way the shifts are showing up. And I am just patting. I'm not going to do the swipe thing because they're dual chrome, multi-chromes, whatever chromes. It is just going to blend anyway. So I don't feel it's necessary to like swipe back and forth. Down here, I can see the split where from here is looking pink to me down here. And from here to here is looking like a greenish gold type shade. And so I am seeing the line. And so I'm tapping on the line. I'm tapping and pressing on the line, and then we're just going to pat here. And so this is interesting. This is interesting, and I'm loving it. Just like how I say MAC shadows just work for me, Lethal Shadows just works for me. And I'm always excited to use them because I know it's going to work. And you can see that line right here too. So we're just going to just press on the line to just blend those two together. And then when I turn, because of the shifts, it looks like it's blended anyway. So it's not really a lot to do. You know what I'm saying? It is ideal with dual chromes, multi-chrome, chromes, shifty shades to put no more than 2 on the lid so that you will see the shifts. And so I'm learning less is more, because y'all know I like to do all the things. And multi-chromes and dual chromes, it makes it look like your eye took more effort than you put into it because it is shifty. And so, ooh, this is pretty. So we are going to put that brush down. And I'm looking in the mirror, which has the tape over it still. So it's like, I don't know. I don't see any fallout, but that doesn't mean it's not there. I just know my face is hella bronzed and glowy today. And it's making my neck look ashy. I forgot to put lotion on my neck. Now we're going to take, and y'all tell me excited, we're going to take Dreamscape. This is going to be hella dark. And we were going to do an outer V, but I didn't take this shade all the way out. So I'm going to switch the plan. I'm going to switch brushes. What brush do I shoot? Ah, man. We're going to take this stained Fenty brush. This is a more loose shader brush than the one we just used. And so this will pick up less pigment, and hopefully it won't make it too dark. But we're going to see what that's going to look like next to here. And since it is stained, we're just going to use either side. It don't matter. So I am tapping in here. I'm tapping off. Wow, a lot is tapping off. And we're going to put this just right here. Oh, this is going nice with the blue on the lower lash line. And I do have a blue liner for upper lash line, but it's a lighter blue. And so that's when I thought to just open up Fortune, because it shows up like a black and green. Because I didn't want to lighten the look with a lighter blue. Even though that might look nice. Look funky, but in a good way. Oh, man, this is nice. So we're going to feather inward. I'm going to come back over here because there's no shadow on the lower, well, not lower, the upper lash line in that corner. But by the time we put on liner, even if we didn't go back and fix it by putting shadow there, we're going to feather up here just to have that blue shade, Dreamscape, just travel a little bit. Oh, and you see how this looks orange? This is this shade. But look at, man. And my eyeshadow was looking rounded. So let me try to bring it down. So I did not add more on the brush because ironically, I don't want it super dark. Who am I? And I think it's because the lid is so light and airy. So I don't want to, am I being sensible today? What is going on? So we're going to tap in, but the tip of the brush, because I want to try and get down here to the lash line, even though I could just take a different brush to get closer down here. And I don't know why this side, you know, let me go in with the tip of the brush, and we're going to, I should just use a different brush, but it worked fine over here. I'm liking, oh, I just got shadow in my eye. I'm liking how that yellow and blue is turning green right there. Oh, it's nice. I think this is good enough. I got shadow in my eye trying to, you know why? Because the shadow's on this side of the brush and I had it this way, tapping it, and so it just fell into my eye. I am so smart. So we're going to feather this up here. Oh, and I feel it moving. Hopefully we can get through the look and do pictures before my eye starts to tear. I'm looking to see if the point is almost the same, this corner here. I have a mole right there, a freckle I mean. So that throws me off too sometimes. Like, where is the shadow? And we're going to, how far over did we come? We're going to bring this, just let it travel over a little bit. And with lethal shadows, you don't need a lot, because it's going to travel, it's going to move. They are pigmented. And this is a metallic shade, but it looks blended in with this shade. It does look like a shimmer, and then here it looks like a shimmer too. That's this shade. But the way it blends out though, certain angles, it looks like a satin or a matte, and I do like that look. And I have done all shimmer looks before, just like I've done all matte looks before. I'm not beholden to any one type of look. I don't always feel like, well, I don't never feel like I need to have a shimmer or I need to have a matte. It's just however the shadows play out. Like, that's just what's in this row. We're doing rows, and so we just want to make it work. And so that's what we do here. We just, you know, pick colors or let the colors pick themselves by how they're in the pan, and we just make the look work. That's what we do here. And so not a lot of thought. I'm tapping the top of the brush, the tip of it. We don't put a lot of thought into what's going to go with what. We just look at the colors and we make it work. And I kind of like that about my style, because I don't take it too seriously. Like, yes, I want the look to look nice. I'd say 80% of the time I do really, really love my looks, but I don't take it too seriously. It's like, let's just play around and see what happens and hope for the best. And so I am digging this. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Wow. And when I looked to do it in columns, I thought, okay, we'll have these two, I believe are, I know one of them is a multi-chrome, and then this one. And so I was looking at it like, it might be a nice gothy look. These two columns, we would only have these two if we had did it in columns, or we had did these two columns, we only had these two shimmers. And so I'm like, you know what, instead of me trying to force it, let's just do it like how we do it now. Oh, I dropped the brush and my thick thighs caught it. So we're not going to use this brush, are we? No, we're going to put that back home. And we're going to take Haven, this shade here. And we have this for transition, but it's a dark shade though. So we're just going to go really light, like barely. And we're actually, oh, I think it's going to be too dark. We're just going to tap lightly up here. Because this is a dark shade. It might not be showing up dark on your end, but this shade is looking deep in person. But it's looking like it has a great undertone to it though. So we're just going to just very lightly just put this right in this area. We're not going to bring it past here, like halfway. So let me tap in again. This is the only matte in this row. What I'm thinking is to put this on the lid and put one of these dual chromes on top of it. So you can see the tone of it. It is brown or taupey, whatever. I'm not good at describing colors. So we're just going to leave that just like that. So this part is still light, but that is fine. And you can see where that brown stopped, because then you see my skin. So, but I don't want to bring this, I don't want it to be too dark all the way in. So we're just still feathering just lightly. We did not add any more shadow to the brush. I think that's good. All right, we're going to put that brush down. We're going to go back to Dreamscape, this shade right here, and we're going to put this, do I want to use this brush for this on my lower lash line? Because I don't want it to flake in my eye. So we're going to put this under here on top of the blue, and we're going to bring it up here. Okay, that worked. And I didn't feel anything going to my eye, so that was good. So we're going to bring this like halfway, I think is what we're doing, because we have one more shade in this row to use. And we're going to connect it. My eyes do tear a little bit almost always, so I usually don't connect it because it's not going to stay connected long, but it looks nice for pictures. It looks nice for the video. So that is that with that brush. Now we're going to take, what did I have that other brush for? Why did I put that brush away? We're going to take, I had a brush somewhere. Oh, you know what? That's why I had that other brush out. This brush, and I probably should use a more pointy one. Would make sense. We're going to take Starlit, this shade. And I do believe this is a dual chrome because it's looking like it has purple reflex in it in the pan. I need a different brush for this. This brush is too big for this. We're going to put this on our inner corner. I cannot see. So we're just, ooh. And you saw we only did the one swipe. And we're just going to just go back and forth off of that one pickup from in the, oh, this feels wet right here. We're gonna just bring this over so it just looks connected and not like I just plopped it there. There I go, it's saying plopped again. This is wet. The brush is wet because it's wet right here. This is cute. This is hella cute. We're going to go back to the brush that had Dreamscape on it. And we're going to, yeah, this right here is wet. And we're just going to like just bring that over. So that on the end, the tear duct, that's this shade. So even though it looks like purple reflex in the pan to me in person, it's showing up like this on my skin. And we did have this dual chrome up top, and we are putting it over a blue gel pencil liner on the lower lash line. This look is nice. So that's it for the shadows, y'all. We used everything in the top row. This look is bomb, y'all. Just try stuff and make it work. We're gonna edit out putting on Fortune for the upper lash line. I think it'll just add some more interest as far as color wise. Only mascara I have open right now. We're going to figure out a lip. Oh, we already figured it out. We're going to put on Dark Forest because it doesn't show up green on me, and I think that'll go nice with Fortune. So we're going to see, but we will be back. This is our finished look. This is what we have. I am digging it, y'all. I love everything about this look. I'm loving the lip. It just adds more color to everything we got going on. The green liner, you see what I'm saying, how it doesn't look green on me, but you can tell it's not black, I don't think. Excuse me. So I do think that was a good choice. Y'all, I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Hang tight. We'll be back with look number 2. Starting today with Holiday Cocoa Sensitive Flavored Chapstick. Oh my gosh, y'all. I'm having cramps. I would say TMI, but yeah, y'all know these things. And I'm glad I don't have a TV in my bedroom, which I haven't had since I was a teenager, because I would be in bed all day. Second look, Lethal Cosmetics Midnight Serenade palette. We're going to use the middle row. So we're going to put the 2 shades side by side. Lower lash line. I started with the brown gray NYX retractable eyeliner, and I got it on under here, and then the tip broke off, and I cranked it, and there was nothing else in here. So I went over it with the brown from Sephora. This is their waterproof 09 brown matte, and so I put that on top of the gray and over here and on our upper and lower inner rims. And I do have a backup of the Sephora one, but I didn't want to take the time to open it because, yeah. So lids are primed. We're going to just go ahead and jump in. We're going to take Blood Moon, this shade here, on the first half of the lid. And I really just want to see if Blood Moon and Velvet are going to look the same on the lid, which I doubt, but we're going to see. And we are going to do a thing, because that's what we do here. We always do things. And so this is everything in this row except that center shade is a matte. And y'all know I will do all matte looks just like I'll do all shimmer looks. Like, it's not a big deal. A look is a look. This is a pretty shade. This reminds me of one of the shades in Jolena. It really does. Even the tone of it, because that has, you know, and I could be wrong, but I'm not going to take it out the look because we're going to keep on moving. But it does have, to me, this does look like a shade from in there. And y'all know I want to look and see. You know what? No, I was going to say when we come back with the finished look, I'll show you. But then by then, there's like a patch right here. You may have forgotten what it looks like right now. So we're not going to do that. Oh gosh, I'm going to do it because it's bugging me. Not bugging me, but yeah, this shade right here. That's what this is looking like to me. And this shade is Surgery. Does this say Surgery? Yeah, Surgery. That shade right here. So that's what this is reminding me of. Let's hold them up next to each other. I am doing too much because we got too much to do. So where is Surgery and where's this shade? I just dug the corner of the palette in here. So these are what these 2 shades look like. Yeah, they're almost the same. So, all right, let's keep moving. Yeah, I detoured. I did. Yeah, y'all. Thankfully, my migraine went away. When I take my migraine med at the onset of the migraine, it does take the migraine away. Otherwise, it tends to ebb and flow. So I just need to just take it right away instead of thinking maybe the migraine won't fully form. And then it does. And then it just ebbs and flows sometimes for days. Now we're going to take Velvet, this shade here. So head-wise, I'm feeling okay. I'm just physically tired, and the on again, off again cramps. Ugh. So the massage person, she was telling me about this show on Netflix called You. If you've heard of it, let me know. And so I've just been letting it run in the background, so much so that yesterday's video, I forgot that it was running. And when I was doing the short/reel, I heard in the background, I'm like, oh shoot, hope I don't get a copyright for that if whoever's on YouTube's end is listening. But yeah, and if I fall asleep on the episode, I'm just like, oh well, because it's easy enough to catch back up because they do the recaps and everything. So just interesting. She thought I would like it because there's a psychological element to it, and I don't know if I feel like it does or doesn't. The dude is just crazy. Because I had told her I like stuff like Saw and Hannibal Lecter, Silence of the Lambs, and it's not like that. And at first, the first couple episodes, I was tired of hearing him think, which was him talking out loud for us to know what he was thinking. I was like, don't tell me this whole series is going to be like this. But I've just been letting it run, and it's okay. I mean, it's interesting in that he's crazy and how he rationalizes what he does. But, yeah, the 3rd season just ended. And so it's one more season. And so I'll be, you know, in my sofa coma, just letting it run. And when I go to sleep, just watch the recap or whatever episode is up, just, you know, catch up. Yeah, it's easy enough to catch up on it. So it's not it's not one of those shows where if you miss an episode, you're completely lost. Like, it's not one of those at all. So, which is good, because I'm just, you know, I haven't seen every episode, but it's been running. It's been running. So, yeah, so that's what I've been doing. And even editing videos is running. It's just running. And I do that sometimes with videos. I'll just run YouTube videos just to support the channel and for them to get watch time, you know, that sort of thing. But so yeah, speaking of watch time for YouTube, if you're not able to watch like your favorite creators' videos for whatever reason, just let them run, because the watch time does still count. And if you're able to comment, that's good too. But you know, just do what you can, because it's hard staying caught up on our favorite, you know, content creators. And so, you know, just do what you can. So we're going in between to blend, but I don't think it needs to be. I am glad that this is still velvet, that purplish shade. It looks purple in the pan, this shade. So it is good to know these are two distinctly different shades. I'm looking right now and at the blend up here and over here. This side always seems to be a little more straight and this side more curved, which I like. But it's a challenge for me to get this side curved. And when I do, I mean, I'm curving it now with the brush, but it's the way, and I know it's the way I place it. But I do like how this side is, and this comes to a point, and there's my freckle, and this side is rounded. So, you know, and you guys are probably like used to that by now. We're gonna put that brush down. We're gonna take a shorter shader brush, and we're going to go into Ember. This is the only matte in this row. We're going to take that shade, and we're going to place this on the center of the lid. I am hot. I had to turn my heat back on. I might have told y'all that a couple videos ago, because summer was coming. Spring was coming. It was 70-something outside, and then it dropped down at night to like 40-something, and now even during the day it's like 50-something. I had to turn my heat back on, and I keep forgetting to turn it down when I do videos because of the lights. Speaking of, I forget to turn it down before videos. And so we're going to take this shade right here, Ember. I think it looked better without that light. And we're going to put this on the center of the lid. So I'm just like swiping the brush in it, and it is picking up, but I want to see how it's going to place and if I want to go in with a sponge tip. And I think I am going to go in with the sponge tip. And this is why too I didn't care how these two shades blended together, because I knew I was going to put this in the center. So it's not quite like a halo look, but just a little something to get the shades on. And I wanted to see how close they were going to be, and I wanted to put some sparkle in the center. Seems to be showing up better on this side, and maybe because I dug in it to get on this side. But I am still going to take a sponge tip. I am not tapping off. Did I tap off? This is cute. Yeah, we are still going to take a sponge tip. I did tap off that time. We're going to do a sponge tip just to see what it does. I am like physically hot. Excuse me. So we're taking a sponge tip, and I was talking to I don't know if she wants me to say, but we were talking about videos and how some people, they only post what they think is their best. And I'm like, you know, we are who we are, and I think it does a disservice to viewers, especially people who are newer to makeup or watching us to learn how to do makeup, when everything seems like so easy and so perfect. And so it's important for me to like just leave stuff in. And that's why, like, if I hiccup, gurgle, belch, stammer, stutter, I leave all that in, because that's part of who I am, and that's what happens. And speaking of like funny but probably shouldn't be funny stuff in videos, or stuff like what? I'm thinking of Janessa's video. She does outtakes, and I laugh every single time, because that's real. Like, everything does not come out exactly the way we wanted to. And I love that she puts her outtakes / bloopers at the end of her videos. And so if you don't watch to the end, watch to the end, because it is just hilarious. And I love that she keeps that there, because makeup is supposed to be fun. Watching channels should be enjoyable. And even if we're here, that did amplify it. That looks nice. So even if That wiped away really nicely, that shade. And it did kind of get flaky in the pen. I don't know if you can see it, how these look like they're flat. Look at this one, you see how it's kind of chunky, but I can just press it back down. But that's what that was, and it did just wipe off very easily. What brush did we use for that? We used this brush. We're only just going to go over it just to smooth it. And if there's any blending needed here and here, you know, we're just going to do that. This is a pretty look. This palette is so easy, y'all. I know Lethals want to work for me. So we're just doing this to just blend the edges of where we put that center shade. And it's nice to know it laid with a brush and that a sponge tip did amplify it. This is so cute. Almost vampy, but not quite. And almost vampy, I'm saying, because of the red inside. I almost poked myself in the eye. I like this look. I do. Now what we're going to do, we're going to take... Why am I like... We're going to take Crescent, this shade here. We're going to put this under our brow. Y'all, I am beside myself. I did pick up, when I went out yesterday to get some more potato rolls. I also, I went down the wrong aisle. And it was the chocolate aisle at Giant. So I got a bag of peanut M&Ms. And so I'm like, you know what? It's that time. And it shouldn't be that time because I'm not on the placebo week. But yeah, I went through a thing before where they tried to stop my menstrual cycle because that was one of my migraine triggers, was estrogen withdrawal. Yeah, I know y'all, I'm talking all sorts of personal stuff. And so it wasn't, the idea was to thin my lining so my menstrual cycle wouldn't happen. It was supposed to be, it was the Depo-Vera shot. This was years ago. And I was either on or spotting like for an entire year straight. And I'm just like, what the hell? And so they did a pelvic scan and found that I had fibroids. And so and they said they were really tiny. So it's like, it's not a big deal. And they said as you get older, they dry up, fall out. I'm just like, what? But anyway, excuse me if you heard that in my throat. So what she said was that the Depo-Vera was thinning out my lining, but because it was thinning out my lining, even though the fibroids were really small, it was breaking through the lining, and that's what was causing the bleeding. So if you're not supposed to be having your cycle because of, you know, medications or like the Depo-Vera shot, or if you are on birth control pills and they tell you just skip the placebo week if you find that you're still having your cycles, or just like breakthrough stuff and it's like, why the hell is this happening? You know, just see if they'll do a pelvic scan, because that's how they found out what's going on. So I think that's what's happening again now, because but anyway, it's nothing to do about it. Our bodies are going to do what they're going to do. Now we're going to take Requiem, this shade here, and that's why we put the gray underneath, even though this looks like a greenish gray to me, something, I don't know. And so this palette is different. Y'all like how I be switching topics, right? This palette is definitely different than Jolena, but it is softer. The first look I did, I was like, these shades are light, but it was so pretty though. And that blue deepened it up really nice. And so I was pleased with that look. I really did like the look. Excuse me. And with the dual chromes and multi-chromes, that was really fun. And so I am enjoying the palette. And I believe that I would. That's why I got it. And I knew it would just work for me. And so here we are with look number 2. I don't know what eyeliner. I have a gray eyeliner, but I don't know how deep that's going to show up. We're going to take the brush that we use for this shade up here. And we're not adding more, but we're just going to just feather this under here. This is not a good brush for this. It's too long for this. So that's why I'm going like this, because it's not wanting to go back and forth. It's just like moving my skin. So that's why we're doing this and then this way. Or maybe it's just the way I'm doing it. I don't know. Yeah, it's not. I don't know. So we're going to figure out. So that's all 5 of the shadows. Easy peasy, y'all, right? Aside from me babbling. So we're going to edit out. I'm going to pick out an eyeliner We're going to put on the only mascara that I still have open. Oh, I finished my Pat McGrath foundation today. So in the last 12 months, we finished Pat, we finished Estee Lauder, and a Fenty primer. I mean foundation. Well, the primers too. And this is what we have left of the milk primer, like this little bit right here. So I need to figure out which foundations I'm gonna open next. Like open one of all three again or whatever. I'm not sure yet, because this is the Pat today and I don't have one concealer, and I'm loving how it looks. It doesn't cover everything, which is fine because I have stuff going on in my face. Let me figure out a liner. I think I am just gonna put the gray. This is Fluid Line from MAC, and eyeliner, and we're gonna figure out a lip and then we'll be back. This is our finished look, and I know the lip is looking funky because it's a dual chrome liquid lipstick and it's a thin consistency, and I put it on top of the chapstick, and this is from Notoriously Morbid, and the shade is I'm Liking Your Style. This is the finished look. We do have on the gray eyeliner on my mobile lid. You cannot see it, well, across my mobile lid, but you can see it with the wing. I think it ties in with this underneath, and I'm really liking tying in the upper lash line liner with the bottom lash line liner. And so yeah, so that'll be it for this video. Let me know what you're thinking so far about this palette and the looks, and thank you for listening to my feminine rambles there, and hang tight and you will see me for the third look. We're starting look 3 with Tillamook Mint Chocolate Chip Ice Cream Scented and Flavored Lip Balm. I'm kind of sad that we're at look 3 already, because that means this palette is going to be taking a nap for a little bit. I don't know what I'm doing next. I'll be away for the weekend, so I won't be doing any looks because there's nowhere to set up to do that. But we're going to just do a look with this bottom row. So the first shade we're going to take is Obscura, I think. Obscura. And that's going to go on the first portion of the lid. This weekend is another one of my little cousin's cheerleading competitions, and so I'll be away with them for that. And we're staying at an Airbnb, and I'm guessing I'll be in the room that has double bed in it, and there's like one tiny dresser in there. So I'm like, there's no way I'll have space to even set up, even if I took my new ring light. And so, but I'll probably just do foundation. I'm not gonna even take any eyeshadow. So there's that. And then part of me's thinking if I do extend the ring light, I will. But then it's like, you know, we're there for, you know, the cheer competition. And our time, I don't know if it's going to be hectic or not, but I kind of don't think so. But it's still just like, I just want to relax. And I'm still feeling lazy because of my hormones. And just like now, it's like I'm hungry, but I just want to go lay down. Like I'm just worn out. So that is that look. That is cute. I'm not liking this line right here, but I don't want to blend it any higher. Excuse me, because we do have a shade we're going to put up there. Now we're going to take Tempest, this shade here, and it's green and then it's not green. This one right here, and it's a typical shift, green burgundy-ish type thing going on. So we're going to put this on the second half of the lid. I do love this shade. This is probably at least the 4th palette I have this shade in, like seriously, because it is just a typical shift. But I do like it, so I don't mind it. And you know what? These don't even need to be blended, but we're going to do it anyway, because these do just... I'm excited because today was the day my 3 looks with the new Notoriously Morbid palette aired. And I really like that palette. Like, I seriously do. I'm not disappointed in it at all. I really like all the looks I did. I'm loving that margarita. I was going to say martini. That margarita look. Because that was out of the box for me. That was something very different for me. And the graphic liner. So I am getting comfortable with doing graphic line. And I am liking drawing a line like under my brow. And so I'm just really excited. And reception has been good on Instagram for the reels and for the looks. And the collab host is like super friendly and very encouraging. And her looks, y'all, I'm just like, I'm a peasant, you know, next to her. But she compliments and just very encouraging. So I'm just like, wow. And so, yeah, she does amazing looks and, you know, paints the face and does all sorts of stuff. And so, but that is that. I didn't take the plastic off this mirror, but I'm trying to see. I have just a tiny bit of fallout. Fallout doesn't bother me, and I only mention it because I know it bothers some people, but for me it doesn't. So when I mention it, it's not as a complaint because it's not a complaint. Now we're going to take Omen, this shade here, and we're going to put that under our brow. So we're using a tapered brush because I don't want to put a lot of shadow, but we're going to tap that right here. Ooh. So we're going to start here because this is going to be like right up under the brow, touching the brow. Ooh. Ooh, now we're just going to blend that. Why am I acting like I'm not going to put more like over here? This is cute. Ooh, I am liking this palette. And now we're just going to tap on the top line of the lid shades. And so we're not quite going to the brow. And that's why I chose a tapered brush so that we can just place where I want. And I'm only going to feather one way. I'm not going to go back and forth because I think that might take it up higher than I think. And then it would be, you know, touching my brows. And so she cute. I am going to go back and forth right here because where we placed it first is here on the brow and then it's down here. So yeah, we're going to just do that. Let's just do it. I like how on this side, it looks like we have a brow highlight and we don't. And I'm doing this because now it looks how this side looks. This side wasn't as prominent where it looked like it was a brow highlight. But yeah, oh, y'all, oh my goodness. Now we're going to take Obsidian, and I'm a little scared. I'm going to use a fluffy brush. I had 3 different brushes to use for this shade. We're going to take this brush, a short, not quite tapered, but not quite blunt blending brush. And we're going to go into Obsidian. And we have that for, it says outer V, but we're not going to do outer V. We're just kind of stabbing it. And we're going to take off. We're going to tap off. So this isn't tapered enough to do a traditional outer V. But the reason I chose this brush is because I wanted to feather out a little bit. So it's really not an outer V. So I don't know. I wrote outer V, but then I chose this brush so I could feather it out. So like, I'm contradicting myself here. As if that's not the first time I'm contradicting myself. But yeah, I like that. And that is just enough. So we're just tapping in a few times, tapping off. We're going to make this line right here. And then we're going to come in. So that's the V. But then we're going to mess it up because we're going to blend it. That's pretty. This is pretty. We're going to blend it. And then we're going to pull it out just a little bit. So we're not doing a whole lot. Just softening this line right here. So we're just feathering back and forth. Yeah. So just feathering back and forth, gonna blend it. I don't like how like right here it looks sharp. And right here it looks sharp. So I think I'm gonna go back with that second lid shade and put more of that there. Like right here it looks fine. But when I go like this and when I'm at certain angles, it just looks sharp. But when I lift the brows, like it doesn't. And so multi-chromes and dual chromes are tricky that way. From certain angles, it looks one way. But then you raise your brows or you turn. Like here, it looks fine. But here, to me, it just looks sharp. So that's when I'm like, do I just leave it or not? You know what I'm saying? But we're going to take a fluffy brush. And we're going to go into, what shade was that? Tempest. And we're going to just pick a little bit up. And we're going to feather on the top line, well, in between the V, to just try to soften it. I don't know if it's working. So we just tapped in it. So inside the V is where we're putting it, and on the top, what am I trying to say? Layering over the top edge of Obsidian, just to soften it. To me, it still looks the same. Like this, it looks, so you see what I'm saying? Here, it just blends in. But this way, you can tell where it stops, where Obsidian stops. You see what I'm saying? But then when you turn, it looks fine. And so I'm just going to leave it like that. Put that brush away because we did not use that. We have one more shade to use. I just noticed how frayed this brush is. I noticed it before, but I'm just looking at it again like, but I do have like 5 of those. Now we're going to take Hypnotic, the last shade, excuse me, the last shade in this row to use, the last shade in this palette to use. And we're going to put that under our lower lash line. I don't know what eyeliner I'm going to use for upper lash line. And part of me is like, just put on a black, which I haven't done black for a very long time on my upper lash line. But I'm thinking that'll show up very well. But then I also, ooh, did I use Fortune? I did use Fortune already. Or I could do a red. And I did purchase a dark purple. We're going to do the dark purple. I have my Macro Violet from MAC, but it's a shimmer. We're going to take the brush, this brush that we use for Tempest to feather here, and we're just going to just feather lightly underneath. We are not adding any shadow to the brush. It feels wet in here. Oh, wow. So we're going to do that. This side has a little peak that this side doesn't have. So we're going to take the brush that had obsidian on it, and we're going to just be a little forceful. So I'm pressing and pulling at the same time, and I don't even know that is working. So I wanted a matte purple gel liner for upper lash line. I don't want to dip back in, but I'm going to dip very, very lightly because obsidian is dark. And we're going to feather outward. Just trying to get like a little point, how that has a little point. I'm not going to do too much. I'm still getting used to winging out liner. So I've been winging out liner. My upper lash line liner has been more straight and not as accidentally swooshed as it used to be. I've been playing around with graphic lines, with graphic liner. So I am just really feeling good about my makeup and just trying new things and it working out. So I did get another red one from Inglot because the one I have is dry, but I still use it. Once it becomes like totally annoying, then I'll use the new one. But I have been wanting, this is Macro Violet from MAC. This is what that looks like. And sometimes like over this, it may show up or it may not. Did I use this in a video recently? I don't know. It's going to be weird being away and not doing eyeshadow and not doing videos. But this is number 80. No, it's not. It's number 75. I don't know why I'm showing you the cap. From Inglot. I got this from Amazon. As you can tell, I didn't open it yet. So let me hurry up and open this. So I want to show it to you. Then we're going to edit out putting this on. Let me put these brushes away. Get stuff out of my way. Your hair clank. And so this is what it looks like. It's a matte purple. So, and I have been wanting a matte purple. So we're going to put this on. We're going to edit that out. The only mascara we still have open is this one. I'm thinking dark purple for a lip. So I'm thinking. We're going to edit out. We're going to come back with the finished look and first impressions. This is it. I think I licked my lip. This is the finished look. We did do number 52 Dark Forest Sephora Collection Cream Lip Stain Liquid Lipstick or something like that it's called. And this is the finished look. I'm really digging it. It's looking like something else that I've done before because of that green burgundy brown shift, which is typical these days. Why does this look ashy over here? Am I really like all these different colors? I am. So this is what we have here. I do like the look. Of course, one eye is tearing. My wing almost got away from me. I am really glad that I did purchase the purple, and it reminded me how creamy these are when I first get them. The red one is just, yeah, I need to get rid of it. But I really like the look. I do think the purple was a good choice. This line got way thick and just did its thing. So I'm like, well, let's just make this side thick. And we did go back and add more obsidian in the corner because there was a gap between where the liner ended and where the shadow was. And so I filled that in and feathered it out. So that's why that's looking a little pulled out a little bit more. But I'm loving this look. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think about this palette. First impressions. I'm digging it. I'm digging it. I think we're going to do one look with this on one eye and another look with Jolene, and just to see how close we can get, because Jolene does look a lot deeper. And it does have a blue, but the blue in Jolene is matte where this one is metallic. So, and if I'm not mistaken, it has this shift shade in there too, but we're going to see. And it doesn't have a black in it. I'm loving that there's a black in here because you can deepen up any look. If you don't want to put it on your lid, you can use it for your upper lash line. Everything went on easily. Some fall out, but for me, it's not a problem. But I do, as I said, mention it because some people can't stand it. And so, you know, an option would be just to do your eyeshadow first and your face second. But I'm a face first person. So I really like how everything showed up, and I have no complaints, and I am glad that I purchased it. I'm really glad that these two are not similar on the lid, and even though we didn't put these next to each other, they're not the same shade either. And so I do really believe they would show up different on the lid, just how these two showed up different, even though these two are deeper tones than here. But even looking at them, you can tell that they are different colors. And so we're going to go. Thank you. Let me know your thoughts. And if you made it this far, put a troll emoji and a train emoji. I don't know why a train. I don't know. And a high five because we made it. Thank you for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you. As always, self-acceptance, self-love. That is the Crazy Troll Nation way. Thank you, and you will see me soon.